Well, we live in the selfie generation and young people want to look good quickly.
Dr. Ghani, a retired private practitioner of cosmetic surgery based in Ireland, shares some of her experiences and insights on the issue of teenage cosmetic surgeries.
I think the issue certainly is social media and the peer pressure to look a certain way. The second problem is that in the UK, the filler industry isn't regulated. Young women have less disposable income, so they're more likely to see an injector who doesn't know what they're doing, simply because they're cheaper. Filler is fine when done by a respected surgeon, but they tend to cost more, so these young teenagers, when refused by respected surgeons, go to places that are cheaper to get their work done, and often leave with the regret of a lifetime because their face is forever ruined. Attitude towards Botox is more relaxed because it is not permanent, but I think if the younger generation really knew the pain, bruising, and everything else that goes with cosmetic surgery, which you rarely hear about, they would maybe think about it twice. For these girls, Instagram is a way of life. They want to document everything and want to look perfect while doing so.
Earlier this month, Kylie Jenner, the reality star with more than 58 million Instagram followers, gave an interview to the New York Times where she praised her plastic surgeon for his natural way with her lip fillers. It's easy to write off her story as an extreme celebrity example, but this isn't the case. Increasingly, we are seeing women in their early 20s and sometimes teenagers having work done.
Selfies are just getting to be so crazy. They come on with their iPhones and show me pictures. I have lost count of the number of teenage girls showing me pictures of Kylie Jenner's lips and telling me how they want to look like her. It's atrocious. Often when a 22-year-old has cheek filler or Botox, she looks like a 32-year-old trying to look like a 22-year-old, and there's also a perception that precautionary work will ward off aging. It won't. Never. You don't need to start these treatments until your 30s or 40s, and only then if you're seriously concerned about aging. I refuse a significant proportion of patients with selfies because I believe it is not a real image of what they actually look like in person. What is more appalling is the fact that they're mostly accompanied by their parents, who 100% support their decision, when in fact they should help their child with self-esteem. What we are seeing is a real schism in the way women think about surgery. These women often claim surgery makes them feel confident inside and out. 4 in 5 women would be wary of admitting to having it. So while it's acceptable to go under the knife, it's still seen as something to keep secret. Increasingly, we're seeing women in their early 20s and sometimes younger having work done. These women have grown up reading about celebrities having Botox and fillers and find it completely acceptable. They take it for granted that if they want smoother skin or plumper lips, they can have them and see no reason to wait. At that young age, we are all a little bit insecure and we are not quite sure where we are and what we're doing, and we make decisions that aren't necessarily founded on a lot of reason. I am very conscious it does not look all that natural when you get older, and I think if you get things done too early in your life, you will live to regret it. They think like adults, but behave like children. Between the ages of 13 and 19, there's a lot of emphasis on peers and what others think of you. It's also a time when things such as not being part of the popular crowd negatively affect a teenager's self-esteem. Therefore, it is important to determine whether or not these patients are requesting surgery to satisfy their own interests or to meet the expectations of someone else, for example, a parent or boyfriend. My advice to parents is that please be sure your adolescent or your teen is aware that this is not a coping skill, that every time you feel uncomfortable about yourselves when we go out and we get surgery, because that's how we begin a huge line of problems. If a 20-something girl is really worried about aging, she should spend her money on good sun protection, and if she's a smoker, she should stop. Good diet helps a lot, and there is absolutely no need for surgery for these teenagers and young adults, and any respected surgeon would agree with me, I'm sure.